Well, this story is actually from my last area, and it was just before I was about to leave. In that area, we didn't have very many houses that were very close to us. We were in an apartment complex that we had knocked around a lot, and there's a couple houses around, but for the most part, we lived, by a lot of businesses, and we had to drive or ride our bikes or walk a couple miles before we would start to really get to a lot more houses. And so we got back a little bit earlier one night than we expected to, and we didn't have enough time to go all the way away from our apartment, but we didn't want to go in yet because we still had some time to be able to go find some people. And so we went around. We decided to walk near our apartment, and it was a path that we had walked before, and we met this lady that as she was walking, and we talked with her, and we gave her a pass along card, and we got her address, and told her that we would stop by, and she told us when she was usually home. So a couple days later, we were trying to find her house, and we couldn't. And we looked everywhere for it because she seemed like a really nice person, and we just really wanted to go talk with her again. We felt good about her, but we just, for the life of us, could not find this house. And she was living with somebody. She was renting from them. And so about a week later, we were walking on this same path, and as we were walking back to our apartment, we heard somebody, calling after us. We couldn't exactly hear what this person was saying. It was just, she was really far away. So, and eventually I recognized that someone was yelling Elder Lewis, which is my last name. And, I sat there and wondered, who could that possibly be? We don't know anyone in this area. We hadn't even had many contacts except for this one lady. And it was this same lady that we'd contacted about a week before, and we hadn't been able to find her. And we just happened to be walking at the same time as she was, and she caught up to us. And turns out that she really was interested in us coming by. So we went and stopped by, and were able to teach her a couple lessons at a time. She was so interested. And she came to the Relief Society general meeting that Saturday, and then she came to church. And then she came to church the next week after that. And that was my last Sunday in that area. And we had set a date for her to be baptized the following weekend. Unfortunately, I wasn't going to be there because I was leaving. But as I was leaving church that Sunday, she came up and talked to me. And it was just a sweet experience. She told me, I have been praying for years for God to show me where the true church, was. And she didn't know. She had been praying for years, and she finally just happened upon us. And, although it may seem like that at first glance, I don't think that's what it was at all. And she just had tears in her eyes as she told me this, and I was just so happy, that to know that God is answering the prayers of people like that. And there are people out there that are searching, and we don't know who they are. They are looking, and some people recognize that there's truth out there, but they just don't know where to find it. Like the scriptures say, they're simply kept from the truth because they don't know where to find it. That's how this lady was, and it was such a sweet experience to be able to teach her and to see the changes that she was making. And she realized that, this was God's church, and this was an answer to her prayer.